Welcome to Truth Tellers Mike. Welcome to my channel, and we are about to get into blood, water, and spirit. And these are the three movements that form the chosen. Let's get into it. Now, every chosen life begins with a mark that is older than their birth, right? So they're wrapped inside that mark as protection. And darkness recognizes it even before the individual understands their purpose. So the resistance you face isn't accidental, it's a response to the mark you carry. The blood seals announcements that your existence is spoken for. So you belong to a divine claim that nothing unclean can override. The chosen feel this early, a sense of being watched, guarded, and preserved through battles that should have ended them, because blood establishes identity long before the person grows into it. And this is where chosen ones discover that your survival was never random. See, the blood preserved you for assignments that require resilience. So when attacks formed to suffocate you, something unseen redirected the impact. And this redirection often confuses your adversaries because you endured hits that should break you. Yet you rise with a deeper insight. You rise with additional information. You rise with more intel. And that is the blood speaking because it reroutes harm, it blocks spiritual theft, and it ensures the chosen life cannot be taken before the assignment is fulfilled. Now, bloodline purpose becomes undeniable when the chosen realize they are born into families that needed a reset. The chosen are the breakers of cycles, the ones who carry access to new ways of being, and their presence often disrupts the generational stagnation. That people become open to do things a little different because the marking on your life gives you authority to bring change where others may have collapsed attempting to make change. So your endurance becomes comes from the deeper ancestry, not earthly lineage, but divine lineage. Now, water is the transition into becoming. When heaven begins cleansing, water pours through every part of the gifted's life. Relationships dissolve, connections loosen, old comforts dry up. This is not loss, it is release. Now, water removes the stench of environments that train the chosen to shrink. The chosen often grieve during this stage because they don't realize water is preparing them for expansion. So they only feel that everything familiar is slipping away. But water is not destruction, water is preparation. The chosen often built versions of themselves to survive pain, rejection, or misunderstanding. So water dissolves those survival costumes and masks that you wear, right? When you say, I'm okay, because people who once fit no longer feel aligned. Places that once felt safe now feel too small. Habits that once comforted now feel detached from. They don't give you the comfort they once did, right? And this is the chosen being rinsed of identities they adopted to cope. So water moves the chosen closer to the self heaven originally shaped because water is reordering your pathways. Water rearranges the inner landscape. So suddenly the chosen start sensing what no one taught them and walking towards things that no one suggested. So they begin feeling spiritual nudges that pull them out of that stagnation. And the cleansing clears internal clutter, making space for new instruction because the chosen become more intuitive, more steady, more intentional because water restored their inner voice. And let's discuss spirit. Spirit is the breath that activated your purpose. See, spirit arrives not with noise, but with knowing. The chosen begin seeing beyond faces and conversations and atmospheres. They discern motives without evidence. They feel tension before words are spoken. Spirit heightens internal perception, so the chosen navigate battles with insight rather than panic. When spirit breathes into someone, they stop living by reaction and start living by assignment. And that is you. Because the spirit will push you into destiny, so you will begin to feel movement, because the spirit transforms everything the chosen survived into usable power. So pain becomes instruction, loss becomes direction, rejection becomes elevation. Spirit doesn't erase wounds, it turns them into pathways. In this stage, the chosen will feel a deeper pull, a sense of move now. So spirit will push you out of hiding into the places where the voice and presence will carry the influence. And then there will be a commissioning of you, right? And this is the moment when the gifted will begin to step into their divine role. Spirit ties together everything that blood protects and everything water prepared. And so the chosen walk with authority that cannot be taught and cannot be faked. They become carriers of insight, healers of atmospheres, disruptors of darkness. And spirit commissions them not by title but by impact. People sense something different, something weighty, something, because the chosen are now operating from the fullness of their calling, they begin to feel that weight, right? But it's not a weight that will overwhelm you. It's letting you know you have a lot to carry, right? Your assignment. Now, blood begins by establishing that your life is not open for spiritual negotiation. You were purchased, sealed, and set apart before you even understood the magnitude of your existence. So every season of your survival was your protection. You didn't just make it through, you were carried, you were shielded, and you were claimed. Blood is what causes people to react to you without knowing why. Some are drawn, others are threatened, some are humbled, others feel exposed. You didn't create those reactions, the mark did. So blood reveals you before you speak a word, and this is why the chosen often walk through life misunderstood. You are recognized spiritually long before you are recognized publicly. Water enters when heaven begins clearing pathways around and within you. The chosen will experience this as a loss, a separation, or a sudden ending. But water never takes anything without replacing it with something that is aligned. Water is the transition between who you were forced to be and who you were designed to be. So it washes away the expectations others tried to attach to you. It dissolves agreements you made out of fear or survival. It clears space for authenticity. So, water is heaven saying, you cannot carry this into your next season. So, the chosen will face internal shifts, friendships fading, cravings and addictions disappearing, patterns dying. What you used to do doesn't feel you the way it once did. And it feels lonely, but it is a divine detox. And you are not being empty, you are being refilled. See, spirit steps in when the chosen has reached a level of readiness. And this is when the breath of heaven awakens what life tried to bury. You begin sensing more than you hear. You begin knowing more than you were taught. And your intuition sharpens, your dreams intensify, and your inner voice grows louder. This is spirit activating the assignment. Your spirit doesn't just empower, it transforms. Thank you for visiting my channel. Stay covered, stay conscious, and stay undefeated. Bye bye.